for us. Leading us off today, player-wise, is quarterback Cade Klubnik. You'll go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Cade, it's a 4-4 football team. You are what you are. But is there? Does it help that there's some added juice with Notre Dame coming to town this weekend and back at home after being on the road for the last 4 weeks, or whatever it is? That there's a little juice to it.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say appreciate y'all understanding, not doing, media post game. Just wanted to be there for my teammates and, knew I was going to end up coming in today. So appreciate y'all understanding that. And, but yeah, I mean, obviously very excited for the game and getting to be in Death Valley again. And, that's going to be awesome. And, obviously a great opponent coming in, and it's going to be a really fun game.
Coach Swinney said there should be no trouble being motivated just because of last year when you look at the tape off. How much is that motivation for you guys? How much last year?
Yeah. I mean, obviously huge motivation. If this team isn't motivated, then, I don't know, we're crazy. So obviously we're motivated and we're ready for, whatever comes, into Death Valley, and we're excited, and we'll just continue to put one foot in front of the other.
I don't guess you've been able to really meet as a team or as units yet. So what was it like Saturday in the locker room? You wanted to be there for your teammates, and we understand, we get that. What was it like in that locker room? What was said?
Really proud of the way we finished. Wish that, we would have kind of had a higher intensity in the first half. And, we would like to not be down 17 points for our intensity to really get hot as an offense. So really would have liked that, kind of spoke on that. But, we never quit till the very last play, and, really proud of that. There's not many teams that would fight till the end like we did, and I think that there's a lot of teams that would have kind of looked up the scoreboard going to the fourth quarter down what we were, and would have just kind of gave up and lost hope, but we never did that, and really proud of those guys.
Slow starts are kind of a trend this year. You said intensity, I guess, was the issue Saturday. Is that the common thread beyond that?
I mean, I hadn't really, kind of came into Monday meeting or Sunday ever looking back at a game thinking that was the reason. But, just kind of looking back at this one, I realized, not that our intensity is low, but just, I would, one goal. I mean, we have goals as an offense, in certain games, certain goals that we want to reach every game. And one goal that I would, I love is I would love to start, the first drive of the game and the first drive of the second half. I would love to get points on the board every single time. And I don't think that we've done that other than the FAU game. So that's one goal that I think that we need to get better at, is just, coming out hot. And not that you need to change anything. You don't need to do anything crazy, but just, set the tone early in the game. I know we were playing FAU and, obviously a good program, but, that's the most points we've scored in a game this year. And you correlate that back to, all right, well, we scored the first drive of the game. Just what kind of tone does that set for the rest of the game as an offense, and the confidence that brings us is huge. I mean, and we had honestly a really good first drive in this past game, and just a penalty just held us back. I mean, Troy was going to go a long way right there, and it's it's a tough spot for Bo. But just got to find a way to kind of get points early in the game to kind of get the tone set.
After that last play Saturday, you went over to Coach Swinney, and it looked like you guys were having a fairly good conversation. What's that like? You obviously want to win. He wants to win. Can you say, what's said there in that moment? Two competitors.
Yeah. What he's done for a long time now is win. And for a long time, that's kind of all I've done is just win, you know. And we kind of spoke on that, and we kind of spoke on, you know, we're not used to losing. And he said something, and he said, and we're never going to get used to it. We're never going to get used to that. And I think that people who love to win will never get used to losing because they hate losing. So every time that a loss happens, they don't grow numb to it. It hits them as much as they did the first time. So that's something that I'll never let become numb to me is a loss. I feel the same as in this one that I did the first one of the year. And I don't, you know, I'm just continually coming back to work every single week. And this team is coming back to work every single week, and you know, just got to keep fighting. It's not the record that we want or the record that, you know, I saw us having coming in this year. Anybody saw us having coming in this year, but we just continue to put our head down and come back to work every single week and keep fighting and not give up, and you know, continue to keep our eyes on this program and just staying inside out.
You know how you feel after a loss, and you say that you never are going to be numb to it. Is the challenge the collective group not getting to that point in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think that could be part of it. You know, it's just, you know, this is a winning program at the end of the day. So, you know, when we have a record like we have, nobody's used to it. So it's learning how to handle that, and I would much rather be at a winning program than a losing program. So, you know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking to this place, and you know, I trust everybody here, and I trust Coach Swinney with, you know, earlier on in his career he had some ups and downs, but you know, look what he did after that. So we're just going to create momentum and just continue to put our head down and work.
I think it was last week, Coach Swinney said, like, we're me and Cade are going to look at this year and say, wow, this is a crazy year, a lot of crazy stuff
Yeah.
happened. Like, how meaningful has it been how he's stuck behind you as a coach, despite, you know, he calls it growing pains going through. I mean, how he's backed you, I guess.
What was that? Sorry.
I guess in terms of how he's backed you through the quote-unquote growing pains, I mean, how meaningful is that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, super meaningful. I mean, yeah, it's been a crazy year. You know, it's been a crazy year, and so many just wild plays where it's just a few plays where it's just like, what, you know, obviously a few more earlier in the season, but even this past 2 games, and so, you know, I mean, I'm just super thankful to have a coach, you know, who trusts in me, and I trust in him a lot, and I know that he knows that. But, you know, just super proud of the guys and how they just kept battling, and but definitely thankful for him.
It would have been a challenge, sort of being a leader and being a, you know, starting quarterback your first season, even if y'all are winning. What have you learned about leadership for, just in your shoes when things are going sour? Because like you said, you've never had to lead amid losing.
Yeah. That's a really good question. Yeah, I mean, I think about that a lot too, is like, you know, how if I don't think I would be able to be as good of a leader if we were 8-0 right now. So I think this might be the best thing. You know, I've kind of been saying it all year, but this could be the best thing for me and for this team and for the players on this team. So I'm just getting to just step up to another level of being a leader. But I remember one of my older mentors, you know, kind of coming in this year, you know, something we had talked about is just continually being a bigger leader in this program. And, you know, as many of y'all know, I'm very strong in my faith, and, you know, we look to, you know, well, how should you lead? Well, you know, we look at the greatest leader ever, who is Jesus. And he tells us, you know, count it all as joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that these tests of your faith produce steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete. And I've just been leaning on that more than anything, is when we meet these trials and we go through these times, like my happiness might go up and down, but like this game, like it's never gonna bring my joy up or down. I get to walk in this building and I always get to have a smile on my face. I think that's truly what being a leader is having the joy of walking in this program and just getting to be that every day for somebody else.
Learning, knowing what to say to teammates, what not to say through the course of all that?
Just continue to encourage more than anything. It's just encouraging guys, and there's times where coaches need to coach and really get on guys, but as players, there's times for that too. But more than anything, in this week, is just encouraging guys. We don't need to ever be pointing fingers or putting guys down or anything like that. It's just continually just encouraging guys and knowing that I've got full trust in them, which I do, and I never say something just to say it. Just continue to be there for them and just be a leader and be excited for this week.
Being kind of the leader and the voice of the offense and wanting to start fast. Do you ever want to go to the coaches and go, okay, hey, you know what, we need to open this thing up. Let's run reverses and flea flickers and quarterbacks, just anything to try and get it opened up?
Yeah.
Or is that something you would even say?
Yeah, I think there would be a time and place for that. But yeah, for sure. There's definitely a time and place for that to kind of get some, fun plays in there, to just kind of do something out of the ordinary, right? To just kind of get the things going. Definitely understand that. And I think there's times and places for that where that's needed. But I think that I trust the coaches with that, and I really do. I don't know. I really do just trust the coaches with that, and I try to give my input when it's needed. And but there's a reason that Coach Swinney is who he is, and Coach Riley is who he is. I put my input here and there, but I really trust who they are, and I'm continuing to learn the game as well. So, it just goes. Honestly, our biggest thing is we just got to do the little things. It's not that we're not making the big plays. It's that it's just getting the right signals right. Certain little things, just finishing little things that just got to get better at. It's the simple things. So.
You guys are 16th nationally in first downs. Does that maybe point to the need for some explosives so it's not having to piece it down the field and therefore opening yourselves up for possible mistakes? If you have like a 50 or 60 yarder, and then how much would that help open things up? And
in my eyes, I feel like first downs are the name of the game. It's about moving the chains. That's what my job is as quarterbacks is, everybody wants to throw, high school, everybody wants to throw 60, 70-yard touchdowns. But, you get to the next level and you realize, all right, well, that's not always going to be there every time I drop back. I can't just sit back there and wait all day and just throw it downfield every single time. It's about managing the game. All right, we're 2nd and 9. It'd be nice to kind of get a 12-yard dig in there to get the, all right, well, they're dropping back. Let's just take the 5-yard hitch, go get 6 yards, and put us in a manageable, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 situation. So it's really just about managing the game and trying to manage to get first downs. Obviously, I think that we could have a few here and there, but it's none that needs to be forced. And just when opportunities come, especially in this last game, the defense that they play, it can be tough sometimes to take big shots on them, and we've I think that we've done a good job of taking opportunities when they're there, and I don't really have anything else.
2nd and 9. Seems like there's been a lot of those. What's your do you have a diagnosis of first down performance, like just from y'all's study?
I don't really have a comment on that. I don't really think that's a huge thing for us that we're focusing on.
Any questions for Cade from Zoom? Anybody else in the room? All right.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Cade.